week, and we've seen a couple times that John's repeated emphasis on abiding in Jesus is meant to bring us back to what Jesus told his disciples, to abide in him as the vine. We're to be nourished by him. We're to be fed by him, because why? When a vine is fed, when the branches are fed, it then will produce fruit. It will produce much fruit, is what Jesus says. And so we're to be bold, we're to be producing fruit, and it's supposed to be evident in our life. And that evidence of fruit is going to give us confidence at his return. But shame is for those who are failing to abide in him. Right? He says there that he doesn't want us to shrink from him in shame. Shame is what fell on Adam and Eve in the garden. Remember, they were perfectly in the presence of God until they sinned. And when they sinned, when they heard God, what did they do? Did they run and embrace him and welcome him and say, "Hey God, welcome back to the garden. Hey, by the way, we might have sinned. We might have ate that fruit"? No, they ran and hid. They didn't want anything to do with God. They were ashamed at themselves when God came back. They wanted to hide. But he wants us to be confident, right? That's what he says. That we may have confidence, that we're ready, that we know that he's coming, and we know that we're prepared. But how do we know that? He says there in verse 29, "If you know that he is righteous, you may be sure that everyone who practices righteousness has been born of him." Essentially, simple math. God is righteous. If you're righteous and practicing righteousness, then you have been born of him, right? 1 + 1 = 2. It's simple math that if we're born of God, right, you can read it even backwards. If you've been born of God, you practice righteousness because we know that he is righteous, right? That's why we practice righteousness. And as I told the kids, righteousness in a very concise way is just to do right, to be right.